I think we in here. I think I did it. I did it.
You did it. You did it.
We in here. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody checking in. Hey, we're popping with a special live today. Special live. Brought in my guy Cheeto Linus, man. Appreciate him popping up in here. We're gonna talk a lot about really what's going on this weekend in Vegas. We're gonna talk a little bit about the game. We'll chop up about that. Obviously, with Genty, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk a little bit about Genty. He's 112 yards away from hitting that milestone of 1,000 yards. So maybe we'll talk about that for a quick minute. But look, at the end of the day, it's the final regular season game. It's the final game weekend for our Las Vegas Raiders because we suck. We're not making playoffs. We're too used to this goddamn crap. So we appreciate everybody tapping in with us. But we're going to talk about the events that are going on this weekend. We got one going off, and I appreciate it. Shots on my guy Cheeto Linus, man, be able to kind of pull this thing together. To be honest with you, man, you got a bigger reach than I do, and I appreciate you letting me tag along with it, man. So, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
It's your hometown, bro. I'm just trying to get the fan base bigger in Vegas.
I'm just trying to make it my hometown. But hey, and that's the thing is the fan base in Vegas, man. It's just not here. It's not here.
No.
We're trying to grow it. We're trying to grow it a little bit, man. But the pull you got, man, you can definitely make stuff happen. But how you feeling?
I'm good. Actually, I was excited, watching college football since New Year's Eve. It's a little different now. It's a little different than before. Everything would be New Year's Day. But I mean, it was good. It was good. We're getting ready. It's kind of like bittersweet. Like, oh, it's been a long season, but at the same time, it's like, damn, it's over.
It's like I think I've said it in past couple lives. It was like up until about week 8, you kind of got that feeling because you kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, damn, this season's going to be rough. You get blown up by the Commanders, you get blown up by the Colts, you get blown up by the Chiefs, and you're just sitting there going like, damn, bro, it felt like a long season. But then I just kind of knew that as much as it felt like a long season, before you know it, the season's going to be over.
Yeah, and it was. Yeah.
And I felt like from week 8 or 9 to now, it was like, damn, it's the last game.
Yeah.
And as much as I like, I know a lot of the fan base, rightfully so. They're like, "Hey, I am happy the season's over." And, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to, continue to witness our team continuing to just get their ass handed to us and embarrass themselves. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm pretty bummed out that the Raider season's just over. That we have no more Raider games and stuff like that. I mean, like I no matter if we're gonna get our ass handed to or not,
Mm-hmm.
I love watching our Raiders play.
Me too. Yeah,
and I just hate it when the season is just officially over. So I don't know. Maybe that just means I'm too used to them embarrassing themselves looking like crap. I don't know. But
if you think about it, this year, especially for you and Severe and Chris, the show you guys been doing with the film breakdown, that added a whole new aspect to this season, bro. It really did. Especially the way the season went about who's to blame for the failures. Gino, the O-line, Ashton, the receivers, the great Jack Besh,
Great Jack Besh. Great Jack Besh.
Man. Yeah, man. But a huge shout out to you guys in this year, man. And I can't wait for next year. And then see what comes up with the draft, bro. Looking at the draft. Free agency comes first, evaluating those. And it's definitely nonstop. Yeah.
That's what's going to be fun the offseason because we're going to continue to tap into the free agents as well as the prospects. We're going to break the game film down. And what's really cool is that when you break down game film of free agents as well as draft prospects, everybody's opinion is open, right? Like some people might like Mendoza versus Dante Moore. Some people might like Arvel Reese, the linebacker, over Jacob Rodriguez. Like we're going to break the game film
down.
Bro,
Ruben Bain is my dude. I love that dude, man.
I'll be real. I have my concerns. I have my concerns with Ruben Bain.
Already?
Yeah, I do.
Is he Mason Graham?
I don't want to go that far just yet. I have to do more research and watch more game film on him. But yeah, you know what my feeling was on Mason Graham, and I go back, even though I have my even though I will look at certain prospects and I have my concerns, even as the season goes on, I'll go back and I'll take a look. Like, was I right? Was I wrong? Why was I? And I'll be real. Going back and watching Mason Graham, I think the first half of the season, he was showing all the signs that I was concerned of. A lot of people were not. I mean, there was honestly, the more I would read articles on Mason Graham, kind of the first half of the season, people were throwing bus talk out there. It was a struggle. I think he turned it on kind of towards the second half, where he just kind of it started to improve a little bit. Again, but it's all an evaluation of him getting picked at. I believe he was number 5. Yeah. So was he worth a number 5? And even though he turned it on a little bit towards the tail end of this, or like the back half of the season, I think he had, I think he doubled his amount of pressures in the second half of the season. But again, you're on an interior defensive front with Mason, with Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, yeah,
like he's going to take the double and triple.
The whole Cleveland D line just looks so nasty when they play.
And he was going to get the one-on-ones all day long. So if he was going to be as much of a monster as everybody wanted him to be, well, then guess what? You better show it. And, it's just like any top 5 draft pick. You better show up and show out real quickly. But he's a rookie. There's a lot more for him to improve on over the offseason. But I got some concerns with Ruben Bain, but I got to watch more of him. So,
all I know is if you watch the Miami game this past weekend, and I hate Miami, everyone knows that.
I did watch it.
This dude was changing the game from the first snap.
He was
changing the game. His influence, his presence, alone, it was just insane. Granted, there were other dudes. The rest of the D line helped as well, but yeah.
And they're going against an Ohio State team. It's a good Ohio State team. I was trying to figure out how good is that right tackle, because it looked like he was going against that right tackle quite a bit. So how good is that right tackle, and just kind of how was he beating him? And so those are kind of things that I definitely want to look kind of deeper into.
Hey, he did what you hate the Max does about not keeping the edge on run plays sometimes.
Yeah.
Bain was blowing up some runs, keeping that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, I'm gonna do more research. Got my concern, but by no means does that mean that's kind of like my final opinion on him. There's definitely a lot more to kind of tap into that guy. So, but there's gonna be a lot to evaluate, because Bain, but also there's the Bailey, the edge rusher over at Texas Tech. A lot of people like him, and I think that I think both those guys are 2 different types of edge rushers, where Bain is more of just a strong presence, right? I mean, he is going to be able to kind of be that stonewall off the edge at times. I do think he's more of an interior guy, but again, I'll do more research. But then you got Bailey, which I think is just he's more athletic. Like, he's going to beat you around the edge because of his athleticism. But does that mean that he's going to fall off a little bit in the run support? Just don't know. Again, more research, but man, we got plenty of time to kind of talk about that, man. But I'm going to say what's up to the chat, man. I appreciate everybody rocking. We're going to talk about this weekend events in Vegas, but we're talking a little bit about this Kansas City game. And I know a lot of people are going to want to talk about a little bit of college, so we'll talk about that as well. Bunch of big games on yesterday. So Raider Paul in the building. What's going on, man? I appreciate you popping up in here. Sacktown in the building. What's going on, man? Jack I'm calling you Jack. My bad. Jack, what's going on, man?
I have the wrong nationality to pronounce that name.
Yeah, I ain't going to try it. Trust me. My last name playing football has been butchered. Butchered. I had one announcer. I want to say it was my 8th grade year playing football, and I was both a middle linebacker and a running back. And the announcer had to continuously say my last name, and he just flat out gave up on it and started saying just can of tomatoes. It was the weirdest thing. My mom was so pissed she had to go talk to the announcer, because he just.
Well, yeah, that's the name. Yeah.
And we were playing away, so the announcer really didn't he just gave up on it. So yeah, it was
That's funny.
Yeah, good times playing football with an Asian last name. Jeff in the building, what's going on, man? Good seeing you and your brother.
What up, Jeff?
Jason in here as well. What's going on? Geomex, what's happening, man? Elon, what's happening? Appreciate you popping in here with us. Dave in the building as well. Good seeing you. Shout to everybody that's rocking out with us. Kevin Larker, what's going on, brother? Let's see. John in the building as well. Good seeing you. Appreciate you pulling up. Let's see. LS, always good seeing you, man. I could not wait to see you be after week 6.
Damn, week 6. Week 6 is crazy.
I know.
But we were 1-5, so it makes sense.
It does make sense. Mike in the building. What's going on?
What up,
One
Miklo?
more fat L.
That's Miklo from Blood In, Blood Out.
Miklo, what's going on, man? All right, my
Yeah.
bad, my bad. Appreciate you, man. Yes, one more Fat L coming up, baby. Let's get that number
Well,
one.
depending on what happens in the morning, we don't have to lose.
Don't have to. You're right. We don't
Yes,
have
we don't
to.
have to.
But let's not. It's like putting the game in the ref's hands. Let's not do it. Let's just lose and let's get that number one. Let's
That
solidify it.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting sitting next to each other and you cheering for us to lose and me cheering for us to win.
Man, I'm gonna be. I will be. I don't even know what the emotion I'll have if we do pull off that game. I'll be.
Yeah.
Because
I think it'll change if like by the time it's game time, we know that no matter what happens, we're number one. Then you might be like, "Fuck it, let's beat these guys."
100%. Let's have some more beers. If you know what I'm saying, let's have some more drinks. If we win and we keep that number one, 100%. Let's enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
What up, SoCal? What's going on, brother? John Rodriguez on the super chat out there. I appreciate you. You're saying, "Hey, 805." I know that what I'm about to say, a lot of people aren't going to like, but if we get pick number one, we need to trade pick one and get more picks and get Chambliss. I actually I watched the kid a little bit, Ole Miss, if he comes out in the later rounds. I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched too much of the kid, but based on what I saw against Georgia, like there's a lot to like.
Right.
There's a lot to like about the kid. You know, I got to watch more. He's mobile. It look like he can make every throw. Mm-hmm. One thing that, and I'll just kind of give you just a small sneak peek of I think the difference between, there's a lot of differences, but the one difference that I look for in a quarterback between Mendoza and Moore is I struggle with Moore's ball placement. I don't think Moore's ball placement is as elite as elite as I'd like.
He's also younger though. I mean, he's only 20.
Yeah, there's definitely differences, but I think what really pops off for me is that Dante Moore's ball placement is not as good as Mendoza. And that's definitely one thing I look for when it comes to quarterbacks. Honestly, that's one of the things that I loved out of Bo Nix coming out, and that's why I was a Bo
the ball. Yeah.
And so Dante Moore, he struggles with it. And that's if we pick him at number one or number two, wherever we end up, even if you trade back to like 4 and you pick somebody that high, you want somebody that has all the traits in the world to take you to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I'm not saying that he can't improve on it with Dante Moore, but that's definitely a flaw. I don't want that to be a flaw if you pick him in the top 10 and now you have to improve on that or teach on that. Yeah. But a lot of people.
I am not mad at John's idea. I'm actually for it. I want to do what the Bears did. That Bryce Young year, trade that pick away, get more picks, pick later, get another pick the following year. Like and honestly, like we can get a QB, but I know Mendoza's number one, whether it's us or anybody else. Mendoza's going to be number one, so it's up to us what we do with that. But Chambliss looked good. Chambliss looked good.
He looked good. That was my first time really just watching the kid. And I was like, he looked good. And when I was watching it, I did look up to know. I didn't know whether or not he was coming out in this draft because obviously there's a lot of quarterbacks that are either going back to school and coming out next year, right? A lot of people are really high on next year's quarterback draft class.
Well, even if they say next year, that gives those eligible to come out this year more reason to come out this year because there's less quarterbacks. You come out next year, there's going to be a lot more. Arch might be one of them, and he's going to be a huge name, right?
Yeah.
The kid from USC, he stayed another year. He'll be coming out next year. Yeah.
I think the tough part about trading back is, again, it all, for myself, it all has to do with who's going to be running the ship, who's going to be our head coach.
That's the main part. Yeah.
I got to know who our head coach is going to be before I kind of throw out there what I want to do. Now, if we got a new young head coach, someone that we know that we could build this franchise through, God, if they traded back and just stockpiled picks and really fully dedicated to a true rebuild, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be cautiously optimistic. I'd want to just kind of see how this thing plays out. But obviously, if we get a young head coach as a fan base, we have to give him 3 years.
Well, you remember when Chicago did it? They drafted, they traded it away, but they still kept Eberflus. Remember? And they were like, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? And then can he or did he deserve to stay with Caleb? And if you look about it, it worked out for them. Now with Caleb, it enticed the coach we wanted, right? What's his name? Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It did work out. I thought it was wild that they kept Eberflus, but the thing is I think it was the overall strategy. So for example, right, it's kind of going back to kind of what I've said this with Antonio Pierce. I think that they kept Antonio Pierce because it was either playoffs or bust for Antonio Pierce.
Right.
And if they would have went through a true interview process for the head coach and hired somebody outside of Antonio Pierce, you would have had to given that guy 3 years. You would have had to. Yeah. And I think that Mark Davis knew that Tom Brady was going to come into the building as an owner the following year.
Well, yeah, they had been working on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the plan was either AP, you make the playoffs, or we're moving on because Ben Johnson might be the next guy. And I think that's what Chicago did with Eberflus. You keep Eberflus for one more year, knowing that it's either playoff or bust. And you don't go through that head coaching process a year early, where if you hire somebody on, you have to give them 3 years, and then you're out of the Ben Johnson sweepstakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Raiders did with Antonio Pierce. It was playoff or bust, and if you don't make playoffs, we're moving on from you. And I think they tried to get into the Ben Johnson sweepstakes, which obviously was a failure. So
right.
Which sucks. Like I like Ben Johnson.
I did. I mean, dude, I think his influence was so underestimated when you look at what's going on in Detroit as well, how they fell off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But John Rodriguez, man, I appreciate you throwing a super chat out. Jason Downs, you're saying, I have a feeling Chambliss is going to play his way into the first round. Only hang up is that he has to appeal for another year. So when you're saying he has to appeal for another year,
so I think is he one of those guys that's trying to get like a 5th or a 6th year? Kind of like the way Diego did the same thing. Like he appealed, and he has an option to return as well. So they have to appeal in order to come back one more year. So it's not like his eligibility is already set. Like it's up to him. Some guys have already reached that mark where if they want to stay longer than the regular 4 years or whatever, they have to set an appeal, and then they have to come back from the NCAA. Yeah.
So does that mean? Because I know that there are basically every quarterback has a potential option to go back. Dante Moore has the option to return. I think doesn't Mendoza have the option to potentially
Mendoza as well? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've said this for a few weeks now, which is tough. Is if we get that number one, could you imagine if quarterbacks are like, "Fuck that, I ain't going to the Raiders. Let me return back to college." Could you imagine? Because back in the day, it never would have been the case because NIL money wasn't a thing.
NIL money wasn't a thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to go and get your payday when you have your first opportunity. You don't want to risk injury. You don't. But now with the NIL money, you could go back and make millions.
Right.
If you just return one more year. And if we have the number one pick, God, could you imagine if quarterbacks are like, no, fuck that. I'm going to opt back. Yeah, I'm going back one more year and I ain't going to the Raiders.
That would be crazy because there's been teams like Cleveland that are up there, even the Titans, and you didn't hear quarterbacks there. The Panthers, you didn't hear them say like, oh, hell no, we're not going there.
I know. I'm not saying it will happen. Yeah. I'm just saying it'd be wild if that did happen. Because they have the option, the NIL money.
You know who I could see doing that, though, would be the Mannings because they did it with Eli.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't want his son go to San Diego. Yeah.
And we were sitting there watching the draft together last year, right? And as Shedeur Sanders continued to drop.
It dropped.
You know, it was like once he kind of got past the third round, I was sitting there going, damn, like this is a message from the NFL.
Yeah. Yes.
That Eli, the Manning family, you ain't doing this same shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it was more of a message after that third round. Then he gets past the fourth. I mean, I wasn't a big Shedeur fan in the first.
No.
Once he kind of got to the fourth, I was like,
something's going on. Like, yeah, it was.
I mean, you might as well pull the trigger.
Yeah.
As being the Raiders, So yeah, it was crazy. What up, Dixon? What's going on, man? Raquel in the building. Appreciate you popping up in here. Jeff, you're not done on that trade down option.
Wants to trade everyone. You don't want to trade down. He don't want to trade Max. He wants to get everyone out of here.
Jeff just wants his 360 draft picks. Trade back. Just trade back.
Right? Yeah.
Big Luck in the building. Bailey is fast.
What up, Big Luck? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. Just want to say what's up to everybody rocking with us. We appreciate everybody in here. Ernest in here as well. We're about to talk about just some stuff that's going on this weekend in the Vegas area for the last game of the season for at least us Raiders. What up, Coach? In the building. No Tommy Ami. Game film today, Coach. No Tommy Ami. Dre in the building as well. What's going on, man? Rorschach. Appreciate you popping up in here. We got Jay in here as well. You said, hell yeah, trade pick one. I agree. See, this is where it's going to be rough, man.
Yeah.
Because only thing I will say is, like, with Mendoza, look good. I'm going to rewatch the game from yesterday. Looked good yesterday. Obviously, they put belt to ass to Alabama, which was good to see for at least Mendoza. But even with the Heisman Trophy winner, you can't throw that out there and say it's a guarantee that this kid's going to come in and save the franchise. You look at the past Heisman Trophy winners as quarterbacks. I believe that it's been 19 in the last 25 years or so. Only 2 of them have made it to a Super Bowl between Joe Burrow and Cam Newton.
Yeah, and dude, Cam was just different. And then Joe hasn't been back because of injuries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, it's not guaranteed, but I also think that there is so much that a quarterback has to rely on in order to become successful. Like, the organization has to do so many things for them in order to kind of unlock that success for a quarterback.
Yeah.
And you look at Joe Burrow, right? He's able to make it to a Super Bowl, but the thing is that Cincinnati organization has not protected him at all.
No.
He's gotten his ass handed to him ever since the day he stepped in the NFL. And so that organization just has not done him much favors as it relates to protection.
Yeah.
They've gotten him his weapons, but, man, you got to protect a quarterback, as we all know with Geno.
Yeah, when they decided to keep Higgins instead of protecting Joe, I was like, ooh, you already got Jamar. Like, did you really need Higgins as well? Like,
that was the dumbest move.
Yeah, I did not understand.
They could have done. Because you could get a quality number 2 in the draft.
Yeah.
We'll draft somebody.
They could have drafted Jack Betch. They would have been good.
Don't you throw that out there, God damn it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jeff throwing a super chat out there. Appreciate you. Could be an Adam Butler type Sunday if we win for 805. Hey, it could be. It could be just in the opposite way. Because if we win and we lose that number 1 draft pick, it might be an opposite Adam Butler show.
Hey, shout out to Adam Butler, though, doing his thing out there. Mm-hmm.
He's still trying to produce out there. Getting those double teams is rough. Dixon, Chambliss is 6 foot. I think they got him listed at 6'1". Obviously, that probably means he's like 5'4", but yes. They got him listed at 6'1". He's 6 foot. I prefer quarterbacks that are at least 6'2" plus.
The measurables, huh?
It's not the deciding factor, but if you're under 6'2", then when I watch your game film, I start to look at, are there things on tape that are kind of restricting your gameplay because of your height, right? Are you basically bailing out of the pocket too early because you can't see your offense over your offensive line? You're not being able to see kind of the passing lanes. That's one thing that I think. Who's that kid that came out of Oregon last year? I'm blanking on his name.
Dylan Gabriel?
Dylan Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
One thing that Dylan Gabriel actually did well with was the fact that when you watch him play, there was really nothing that kind of showed you that he was, 5 foot nothing. I think he did a really good job being able to kind of still navigate the pocket and still get his passes off. And so the height didn't necessarily worry me. It didn't move me off of him just because of his height. But Chambers, yeah, I think he is 6 foot, 6'1", and so I'll watch the game film, kind of taking that into consideration.
I think Diego Pavia is 5'9", but with heels, so you're definitely not a fan of him.
You know what it is, right? What Genty didn't run the 40, and he won't take the measurement height.
Oh no! Yeah,
Oh,
I think they got him listed at like 6 feet, I think, and he ain't no 6 feet.
No. No, it's
Yeah.
like I remember when I played in high school and even after high school, the program always had me at like 6'1", and I'm like, I'm 5'11". You guys are wild. Um,
Yeah.
so again, appreciate you popping in here, man. Good seeing you guys. Trying to say what's up to as many people. We're just doing a separate live today, just chopping it up, getting ready for tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All the events going on, man. We're gonna chop it up about that. John in the building. Appreciate you rocking here. Spy Tech will be attending Dante Moore versus Fernando Mendoza game. That's gonna be good for him to see himself.
That's gonna be a good game, but I think I mean you're a former coach. Let me ask you.
Yep.
Can you really like say based off of one game determine that that's your guy or not, even if it is a head-to-head match? Or do you dismiss like anything else before and be like, look at this head-to-head, this is where we're gonna see? Or is the whole body of work as a whole have to be looked at?
It's the body of work. Like, you can't, one game will give you a reason to dive further.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like the way that I evaluate film as it relates to, like, I'm just I'm a normal person in my house, right? Just trying to watch film, but I don't this, I do this as a hobby and just the love for football and the Raiders. But what I do is, if I see a highlight film that pops, that just tells me I need to start digging deeper.
Okay.
And so I'll look at the highlights, and if something, man, just kind of flashes at me, then I'll do a deeper dive. But you can't base what the potential of a player in the NFL off of one game. Now, with that being said, there's a massive difference between seeing somebody on tape, on film, on the TV, and seeing them in person.
Okay.
There's a massive difference. If you could see somebody in person, it's like when I coached, and even when I was a player, and I'd go and I'd do scout film and stuff like that, and I'd try to just kind of prepare. When I coached, I would always try to go to the game and watch them, because there's things that you can catch in person that you won't see on the game film. It's just different, and it's hard for me to describe. And anybody that is scouted at a decent level can kind of say the same thing. Is that seeing someone in person sometimes can be very different than what you see on film. So
I get what you're saying. I get it, because, and you might not like this, or Severe won't. But when I see Genty in person, I'm more impressed in person than I am watching the game or the film you repeat. I think when I'm in person, like, I can see that if he had more holes or a bigger thing, like, I could see that where he could be good, a lot better, as opposed to watching it in a film. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, like there's a, you definitely get a different perspective.
Yeah,
watching on the TV, and then you see them in person. It's definitely different. Like, the one way I could put it, and it's probably the best example that I can throw out there for just kind of the everyday fan, is like, imagine when you watch a basketball game on TV, right? Everybody looks the same size. You see the court, and everybody. When you see it on TV versus going to a game, then you finally get a perspective on just how massive those guys are. How tall those guys are, and you kind of get a different respect for the point guards, like a Steph Curry, right? Driving the lane and being able to kind of navigate his way through a bunch of guys that are 6'11" and 7 feet tall. You're sitting going, holy shit! Like, these guys' wingspan is fucking crazy.
Or if you ever saw Shaquille O'Neal for the first time, you understood
just how big he is,
because of how big. Yeah.
And then imagine guys that size or close to it on a court, 10 of them. It's like you almost get a different perspective and a different respect on these smaller point guards navigating and be able to get to the basket the way they do. Like, that's probably one of the best ways I can kind of compare it. Is when you see something in person can be very different than you see it on TV.
That makes sense.
And so Spy Tech going and watching these guys in person, I think will be good for sure. So, Rod Gass in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you rocking with us. We're going to talk a little bit about this weekend. I just want to say what's up, Young DB in here as well. Let's see. We got Isaiah. What's going on, man? LS. We should trade the
Dolphins. We should trade them a 5th round pick and Kenny Pickett.
God damn it, man. We should.
Oh man.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. I'm not mad that we lost out on Cam Miller, but I'm just mad that just everything that's led up to.
I mean,
What
that's the risk you take leaving the guy on the practice squad.
you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do. All right, we're gonna say what's up to everybody else, but LS man, I appreciate you. We're gonna come back to this one, man. I appreciate the super chat.
That's funny.
I'm gonna star that one. We're gonna come back to that. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. But before we get too deep down in it, appreciate everybody. Do us a big favor. Hit that double tap that screen or that sub button wherever you're at. You got myself, I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. You got Cheeto Linus, Leo rocking with us, man.
Yes,
Make sure you guys hit
sir.
that like button. I'm gonna share the screen, or I'm gonna add something to the screen. Hopefully it works out. I got the vertical and the horizontal. I'm bad at all this, and so I'm gonna pull this up on the screen. Hopefully everybody can see it. Hopefully we're all right. We're good.
Boom. There we go.
All right. So shout out to anybody that's gonna be in the Vegas area. Obviously a lot of events going on, but this Saturday, 1 p.m. Flowing Tide Pub number 6. There's about 4 different locations, but this one is number 6. It's just west of the Strip off of Decatur. If you're in the area, 1 p.m., we're going to be rocking out. Now, keep in mind, it is 21 and over, so if anybody's bringing kids or what have you, unfortunately, not going to be able to bring the kids. All right, keep the kids at home. We're going to get a little rowdy. This is the last final weekend that Raider Nation can kind of party for a game week of the 2025 season. So, shout out to Leo, though, man. You want to kind of give a shout out to the Black Hole, your crew rocking through, man. What you got? Your raffle that's gonna be going on, man. Give the people details of what you got.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the last weekend. You know, one of the things we've been doing for a while. And I mean, trying as we do the first and the last game. Now that we've been doing more of these meet and greets, more of these events, I thought it would be cool to get together. You know, planning out. You know, trying not to overstep on other people's because there's so much things going on. But we figured we'd do an early one. So those of you nearby come through. As you know, I am also the club president of the Inland Empire Black Hole. So shout out to the Black Hole. You guys want to come through. I've invited them as well. People will be coming through. And then also just to give back to the nation. So we will be doing a raffle. I have some jerseys still that I have left over. Max, Bowers, Genty, things of that nature. Some t-shirts, the Woodsons, the Legends ones that we will be raffling off. We will be having there an event to give away. 805 also donated a couple chains that we can add and include as well. So,
got some chains.
We
have a couple.
And then, of course, it being the big one, I do have a bottle. I told 805 that I was probably going to bring to add to it. So we'll definitely be bringing a bottle of Hennessy to add to them to the farewell party for the nation this past weekend. And it's the first one. Like you said, lots of things going on that day. So we're going to be early. We're going to do in 1 to 4. And then obviously after that, you have the TNBC one. Shout out to them over at Twin Peaks. And then, of course, at nighttime over at the Golden Nugget for the party the night before the tailgate before we go all out there. Yeah.
The Golden Nugget. What bar is that they have it there?
The Troy Bar. The Troy Bar.
That's right. Tomorrow's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be good to kind of get everybody together. And at our event, 1 p.m., the Bucks versus Carolina. That game's going to be on, so definitely come through. That should be a good game. I think that's the battle to either to make playoffs or get a better position for playoffs. So it'll be a good
Carolina
game.
wins, they win the division, I believe, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun one. And shout out Leo, just being able to kind of throw everything out there and get the eyes and ears of people, and hopefully we have a good little event. Good way to start out the weekend, which is gonna be fun. And then so you said there's other Black Hole events going on Saturday night. Is there anything else that you know of going on? I know TNBC. I think they have the Twin Peaks on
Twin Peaks at 5:00. Yeah.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Is there anything going on Sunday morning? Do you know, is it just straight tailgate or?
As far as I know, it's just straight tailgate. I know they announced today that All In Autumn Wind will be lighting the torch as part of his he's been doing to break the record. So shout out to All In Autumn Wind, Is
this going to be his so does his record go through the playoffs or is it just regular season?
Regular season games. Yeah.
So he's ending it off with the Raider game.
With the Raider game. Yeah,
that's actually kind of cool.
He's going to light the torch, and then I don't know if they're going to do something for him after the game at the whiskey. I think it might be after. I haven't confirmed that yet. But yeah, as far as I know right now, it's just that, and then of course Sunday morning the tailgate. over at the J Lot. We do our thing. We'll meet up where we normally meet up. Walk on over.
Do that little. I don't. Do they still do the march over the bridge?
No.
So
So
they
the
shut
last
that
time
down?
I had the
Or
meeting, is they're only going to do it for the opener. Mhm. Logistics, planning, different new people, the amount of fans that show up when you're 2-13. It's a little different.
calling it the march to victory really didn't work out.
Right. So from what my understanding is, it's only
Damn,
going to
that
be
sucks.
done at the initial home opener. So yeah. Mhm.
So that, and that's the hard. That's the part that sucks. It's like the first time they did it, it was
Yeah.
legit. It was cool. I mean, I know you were
Yeah.
out there. They
Mhm.
did it last year against the Carolina, that home opener against
That
Carolina.
one was cool. The news and all of them were out there when we did it against Carolina. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I mean, you've been to plenty of Oakland tailgates. I've been to a lot of Oakland
Mhm.
tailgates, and I want to say that was probably the closest thing. It wasn't. It was still far from it,
It's still far
but it
from
was
it, but it was
probably
close.
the closest thing that we could have seen,
Mhm.
like an Oakland tailgate, and
Yeah.
just the
Mhm.
amount of people. I mean, that march to victory over the bridge, it was packed with Raider
That
fans.
first, yeah, that one was good.
And because we shit the bed so bad against Carolina, it just died off the rest of the season.
I remember when they tried to do it the following one against Cleveland, it was not the same. And I think was it Mama Lynch, I think, led that one that time. Yeah.
Oh, I think
Mhm.
so. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, and I understand why. I think one time it was Charles Woodson that led it. I
Yeah.
think later in the season, and
Mhm.
the crowd was just empty. There was nothing. And it's sad when you have someone like Charles Woodson leading that march over the bridge,
Mhm.
and you can barely get Raider fans to show up for that. Um,
Right.
I think it sucks. Also, it's also a little tough because you try to start it when everybody's already across the bridge at the tailgates, and so
And
everybody has
that's
to
the other
walk back
part too.
over
Like
the
when you
bridge.
do that, you have to plan it. Like, I think the time we did it, we got to the Mandalay early. Remember? So
Yeah,
we were there early. We ended up. That's when I won at the blackjack table. Was the
no,
blackjack?
it was the roulette table. You
Roulette,
and
the roulette
MP.
table.
Shout
Yes,
out,
Black 24. Yes.
shout out to that. Shout out to that. That was a good one.
Yes,
That
yes,
was
yeah.
good. That you
Mhm.
see that this is how rigged Vegas is. But for you guys, it was in a good way. It was in a good
Yeah,
way.
it was in a good way. But yeah, and that's the thing with the march is to get organized, to have people on this side of the bridge, not already on the other side of the bridge. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and they do it so late that everybody's already on the other side. So there's no
Right.
point in walking all the way back over just to rock out.
And not only
So
that, those of us who are J Lotters, it's on the complete other side of the stadium
complete other
to
side.
get to J Lot.
Yep.
Because remember when we walked over with Turf, Turf was like, "Man, fuck this walk."
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Uh,
It's a long
uh,
ass walk for anybody that has not been to Allegiant Stadium. Yeah, you go from Mandalay, you have to walk all the way over the bridge, and you have to go to the opposite side of the stadium to get to J Lot.
get to J Lot. Yeah.
And I could care less just how I don't care if you're in shape or out of shape.
Yeah.
No one wants to make that walk all the way back over.
No, that's a hike. That's a hike.
It's a hike.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. So
Mhm.
no, yeah. So hey, we got a lot of stuff going on this weekend, but hopefully it could pop off. Saturday, 1 p.m. Flowing Tide Pub, number 6. Shout out to Cheeto Linus Leo. He's going to be rocking out with some giveaways, or not giveaways, a raffle, more stuff. There's going to be food and drink specials, and hopefully we can
Yes.
kick off this thing early, man. It's going to be
Mhm.
fun. And because he's going to raffle off a bottle of Hennessy, you know that's how wild it's going to get. You raffle off a bottle of Hennessy, but that thing might pop open the moment someone gets their hands on it. So
Right. Yeah.
it's going to be fun. And Leo he basically just showed up, let everybody else know there's a bunch of other events going on, and hopefully it's
And
an
you
early
show up
celebration.
there, you'll get an idea of too where everybody else is going to be later on that evening. The TNBC people will be at Twin Peaks. Who's going to go to Troy's? Who's going to go to Eye Candy? If that's the thing still, I know some people still want it to be. So we'll definitely see what's up once we get there. Get an idea of what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. So just shout out. Just want to let everybody know. Also, hit us up on all the other social media outlets, right? IG, stuff like
IG.
that. You'll get more and more updates. And so definitely hit us up. We'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully we see everybody there. That is going to be.
And from my understanding, more
area.
people are going this week than they did last week. I already know a bunch of people that are going to go to the tailgate. They're still debating about going in, but they're going to go set up for the tailgate. Yeah.
Bro, it was empty last week.
I heard.
Did Nate come out last week? I
Nate
know.
did because Nate wanted to see Jackson Dart, so Nate was out there.
So he was out there. He went into the game.
Yeah. He
Hopefully
was
he
in
did.
the win club.
Oh, watch out, VIP.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Watch
I was
out,
like, oh,
Nate.
excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if that was the gift or if he got in, but
My
I know.
God.
I think Afakazi told me too. He might go again this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is Avakashi still out here?
He's still out here. Yeah.
Did he move out here? Like what the hell's going on?
I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see him and we'll see what's going on over there. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
shot to him because I mean it's been what, at least a month now that he's been out.
Yeah. When I talked to him, he said he'll go, but he probably won't go into the game this time. But he said he'll definitely go Saturday to do the tailgate and do the events and stuff. Yeah.
So he won't go into the game just because I mean, shot to him, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's yeah. But me and you were talking earlier. The ticket prices have just been dropping and dropping. Yeah.
I mean, my strategy, and I know I've shared this with you, but my strategy, I'm gonna buy the cheapest ticket. I'm just gonna get in, get in that standing area behind the torch or like around the torch. I'm just gonna chill out there, have a good time. I know Fu Chris is gonna do the same. Jen Slinger is gonna do the same. We just want to get in the stadium.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm not too pissed off as I walk out the stadium. So let's make sure we
you got to go say hi and farewell to JT for the year. Come on.
Oh my God! Don't even start with me. God damn it, that guy. Yeah. So yeah, shout out, man. If everybody hit us up on all the socials, put a comment in this video or on IG. Let us know if you're going to be in town. If you are, man, hit us up. It's going to be fun. Definitely kick off the weekend right.
Yes.
Gonna go back up the big screen. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. I see some more people. Jason, the shorter you are, the less you are likely to play from under center. That could be the case. You look at guys in the past, just like Drew Brees back in the day. Man, Drew Brees for the majority of his NFL career lived in shotgun. So Kevin Lurker, Chambliss looked outstanding yesterday. He did. He looked pretty damn good, man. Kevin Lurker. I met Tim Brown. I'm 5'10" and was no taller. Tim Brown, he's like 6'1".
Yeah, he was never like a big receiver. He just great possession, great hands, great route runner, amazing speed. Yeah.
So I think he's more like 6 foot ish. I mean, I'm 5'11" and he's got me a little bit. But shout out to Leo being able to see Tim Brown a few weeks back, man.
Probably the quietest I've ever been around someone.
Just in awe. Just in awe a little bit. Raider J Mar in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you. Leo, do you know anybody that has confirmed that's going to be over at because I know that there might be some people from, I don't know the dynamics between Black Hole, people and TNBC.
No, so when I put it out all club. It's not a Black Hole event. It's for all clubs, all fans, everyone welcome. I just so happen to be part of it. That's all. Yeah. But I know the Las Vegas Boosters were going to come through, the Arizona West Valley Club. They were going to come through. I sent the invite out to the TNBC folks as well. So, yeah.
That's cool. And they said that, you're going to be hanging out with your Asian guy.
Yes. They're like, oh, yeah, your Asian homie. I'm like, yes, with him.
Shout to them. Avocasi, man, you here, man. Appreciate you.
What up, man?
Let us know. Hit up Leo. Hit up myself also. If you're going to be out there, I don't know if you just heard, on Saturday, we're going to be getting together early. So let us know. And we're going to be out there for the tailgate. If you want to get in, man, Avocasi, let me know. You're here. We're going to get you in that stadium if you want to go get in that stadium. So hit me up, brother. So Kevin Lurker, maybe I was wearing high heels. You never know. Maybe. So, all right. Let's talk a little bit. What up, D-Mokes? Let's talk just a little bit, right? Genty. We'll talk a little bit about this game. Genty is about 112 yards away from eclipsing the 1,000-yard mark. And
I heard.
You know how critical I've been with Genty and stuff like that. Obviously, the offensive line play has been absolutely horrible, so there's not a whole lot that you could ask of a young rookie running back. But I think eclipsing the 1,000-yard, it'll be good for him. At a very minimum, it'll be just a good, maybe confidence booster a little bit, being a rookie. I think it is tough because 17 games, you average that out, he's basically just shy of 60 yards a game, which isn't impressive, but just seeing that 1,000 milestone might be a little bit of confidence booster for the young rookie. So, chat, let us know. Let me know. Do you think he's going to get it? Do you think he's going to get the 1,000-yard mark? But Leo, do you think Gene might get it?
You know what? The way this depleted Chiefs team is playing right now, I would say yeah. They haven't been the greatest. They do still have Chris Jones. Is Chris Jones playing? Or did they fucking retire?
I don't know who's officially playing.
Yeah.
I just know they're shutting down a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's hard for me. I know 1,000 yards isn't what it used to be, for a running back, especially when you add another game. But when I think about it and I think back on his season, it's crazy to me that he got 1,000 yards with how bad this O-line played at times, But then again, I can remember 2 games where I was like, damn, he had a fucking good ass game. So then it makes me wonder, like, where the fuck did all the other yards come from? Like, I don't remember those games. But shout out to him though. As a rookie, came into a fucked up situation. No O-line, coach doing who knows what with the O-line. Son doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with it. So it's a good feat for him. But I will say this: I think knowing him, I did change my attitude towards him when he didn't celebrate his touchdown in garbage time, and it wasn't because, dude, you should be celebrating. Because I think at that point I saw his mindset. Like, I'm not about just scoring touchdowns. I want to win these fucking games. Like, he knew when he scored, this wasn't like garbage time type shit.
Yeah.
The Houston game, completely different. He fucking went off. He was celebrating those. He did his dance and everything.
He was.
Yeah. So that was a little different. So I think the kid wants to win. So I like that mentality. So, get out to him. And I know a lot of us, when he drafted, what's a successful season? 1,000 yards rushing, 1,500 all purpose, and this and that. But 1,000 yards is still 1,000 yards, no matter how you look at it, even as a rookie. Can you count how many rookies have done that? Not all rookie running backs do that. So, good for him, good for the kid. But there's still more I would want to see because of the number 6 overall pick, though. Yeah.
I think if Kansas City truly tries to win this game and shut our offense down, I don't think he gets the yards needed. If they're strategically #SS, if they are substituting, in a way that they're trying to ruin our chances at the number 1,
right?
Then I think that there's a chance he might pop off and get like a 50-yarder or something like that, just randomly, and so that could obviously help him kind of get to that number.
Yeah.
So I think a lot has to do with what Kansas City wants to do. But like you're saying, I think the 1,000-yard mark is a little different nowadays.
It's a lot different, yeah.
Because the extra game, plus, I'll be honest, it's also taken into consideration. Even though I think as of right now he's got the most rushing yards for the rookie running back class.
Not yet. Oh, this year?
Yeah, I think he's still up top. Or Quinshon Judkins might have overtaken him a little bit. I think he was. I think Quinshon Judkins was on his heels for a second. But I know a lot of people have kind of thrown out that stat, and I'm just sitting there going, look, what's really difficult to kind of give him that credit is the fact that he's the only rookie running back that's the featured back in the system, where he's getting the majority of the carries, whereas Travion Henderson's in a rotation. Quinshon Judkins didn't play the first 2 games. He didn't really practice at all because of the whole criminal allegations that were thrown out at him. So it took him an additional, few games to kind of get going. Kyle Monangai, he's in a rotation. And so, it's really hard to judge just how good Genty has been doing. But he's been rushing behind a horrible offensive line.
He's been the primary focus of defenses of who you need to stop, of not named Brock Bowers. There's Brock and then stop Genty, and that's it.
And that's why, and that is the exact reason, and I've said it, for a long time now. It's like, that's the exact reason why I hate picking a running back so high.
Yeah,
everybody now knows you have to get your worth out of him. So they're going to basically want to shut him down, knowing that he's probably going to get 40 to 50% of the touches on your offense. And running backs come out of the same exact spot of your offense at the running back position. It's not like a number one receiver that you can motion them, you can scheme them open, you can move them around, you can create mismatches. Running backs come from the same spot 97% of the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why you're basically just kind of giving away your cards and giving your hand away to the defense, knowing that he's going to get probably 30 plus touches a game.
Yeah.
And that's close to 50% of your offensive plays.
What I did like from Genty and what I saw develop and get better was his pass catching ability and running with the ball after he catches it. That was a lot better. I didn't realize he was that good with it at Boise. Maybe I didn't watch him enough at Boise. I think I just saw more runs than his pass catching ability. But I was like, damn, you put that kid out there, like he can really do some work. Mm-hmm.
Well, he can catch the ball without question. I think where like I struggle with is just how like once he's in open space, I want him to be able to showcase more.
Yeah,
getting him in open space and be able to kind of
make people miss instead of run people over.
Run people over, or again, it's all about making the right cuts. You know what I'm saying? In open space, and so again, rookie, he's got to learn from it. LS, if I didn't watch games, you could.
I saw that.
It was me.
Playing in Crocs is wild, bro.
That is wild. That is wild. That sucks.
I mean, people work out in Crocs, but come on, playing in.
I know. Genty's an all pro, going to be awesome for us. And
I don't know if he made the all pro rookie team. Did he?
No, he didn't.
Wow. See?
I didn't send you the list. It's something that we're going to go over, but he basically, the all-pro rookie team, he was in the discussion of second team.
Yeah.
Grouped in with guys like Kyle Monangai, with Woody Marks. The guy that made the first team all-rookie for this year as a running back was Trevion Henderson, and then it was Quinshon Junkins making the second team.
Yeah, see, that's cool. Mm-hmm.
And they basically lumped Genty in with about 4 other running backs. Like if Cam Skattebo never got hurt, bro, he might have been that first.
Skattebo was doing, but the way he runs, it was bound to happen. He was gonna.
I think what's tough is, and Genty and this was my concern with Genty. I think what's tough is that like they welcome contact. Mm-hmm. And so does that mean that you're going to have a career of maybe 4 years because you're going to get banged up, you're going to get bruised, and you're going to struggle to walk, after 5 years? And so Skattebo, that was my concern.
From Green Bay, who was like that? Eddie Lacy. Ball fucking power. But he took so many hits. He was like worn down by like fucking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's where it's going to be tough. Jeff, Genty's at number 1 at 888. Yeah.
Look at that. I'm gonna go play that slot machine, the 888 one, just because Genty's on there.
I know, right?
Thank you, Jeff.
Right. I know LS 3.7.
Yeah, 3.7 yards.
It's not great. It's not great. What a rebel. What's going on, man? Even being the featured back, though, he's got less touches than others running backs in a lot of games. Yeah, I know
that's what happens when you get down 14-21-0 by the second quarter. Like,
so exactly. And Bueno, what's going on? That's the other part, right? Is the reason why I hate picking running backs early is because the game situation dictates the running back's usage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate. Yeah. If it's third and 17, you're not gonna hand off the ball, right? Unless it's a draw and you're just trying to play in field position, and even then, you're not necessarily getting any benefit out of the running back position. It's just a draw to play field position. That's it. You might run a screen, but the game situation dictates the running back usage, and that's why I hate picking running backs early.
Or you had to have had the O-line to be able to control the clock.
Yes.
You're utilizing that back over and over and over, or even a 2-back system, being able to run the ball.
I 100%. Now, what my hope is that it's a team sport. So you're hoping that the draft picks that we've had, even the Brock Bowers, right? You hope that these are all pieces of the puzzle that is going to ultimately get us to where we want to be.
Yeah, these things you could build off of.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason, and that's why. Look, when we picked Brock Bowers, I wasn't the biggest fan of the pick.
Oof.
Because it's not because Brock Bowers wasn't going to be an absolute stud in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other pieces that you need to potentially find success. That's why I wanted Talisi Fuaga. That's why I wanted an offensive lineman. Because ultimately, Brock Bowers got us 4 wins. ultimately Brock Bowers and Genty, back-to-back first-round picks, have gotten us 4 wins last year and 2 wins this year.
Sure. Yeah.
Like that's the result out of getting the shiny object on the shelf.
Yeah.
And so because we didn't do our due diligence and build the core of this team through the trenches like you ultimately should, the hope is that Brock Bowers and Genty, they ultimately are the pieces of the puzzle that get us to where we want to be. Like if we ultimately make the playoffs, so let's say in 2 years or 3 years, or make the Super Bowl, maybe Genty is that piece that could help us kind of wind down the clock, sustain drive, stuff like that. You just hope it's a piece of the puzzle that ultimately gets us to where we want to
be. Kind of the way Emmett was for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, because we all know that Jesus Christ, Eddie Lacy's.
Yeah, he did though. He did get really big towards the end.
Bro, he got big.
He got really big. Yeah.
Jeff, Genty has most attempts out of all rookies at 240. Junkins has 230 in 2 less games.
Yeah, because Junkins played less games. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played less games. If you would have gotten those games, and when he did play, they kind of had to just ease him in. And so if he started out strong early in the season, he probably would have more carries. Maybe, I think he'd be the only one that's truly in maybe a featured back, running back room outside of Genty. And so, Derek Carter, got to build your team. Got to build your team through the fella's best player available. Again, I think it just depends on the head coach.
That's what we did with Brock, though. Brock was the best player available that year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was. I know Tom Telesco. We've heard Tom Telesco talk that he wasn't on his radar per se, but at the end of the day, when he was there,
they were like,
and he's like,
you can't pass on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think what Telesco did well was the fact that he followed it up with 2 offensive line picks. He got JPJ, he got DJ Glaze. So he tried to build the trenches right after, which was a good attempt to try to do that. And so I think it showed that he understood the importance of building the trenches, which is good. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we did absolute shit to build the trenches this year, which is very concerning.
Yeah, I think that's the part that's frustrating as fans is the trenches. Because not only did it affect the running back with Genty, it affected our quarterback, bro. For as shitty as he played, Gino played shell-shock and afraid the whole fucking year. The whole year. Always worried about when he was going to get hit. And you can't play quarterback when you're worried about when you're going to get hit. If you think it's going to come, Like, I get that, yes, he could have played better. He didn't have to turn the ball over as much. But that's why the trenches are so important, dude.
And that's why it pissed me off is it's not just your starters, but it's your backups as well.
Yeah.
Because we know what we saw last year with the amount of injuries that we had with our offensive line to start last year, as well as throughout the entire season. If we remember that Cincinnati game where 3 offensive linemen went down that one game. So it's not just starters.
Yeah.
It's the backups. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know if you caught the live or if anybody caught the live. I know I posted a video on it. I was so pissed off when we brought on Stone Forsythe.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was so pissed because I'm sitting there going, like, there's going to be an injury at some point, whether it's just for a game, a partial game, or if Colt Miller goes down or somebody goes down. Like, this is the guy that's going to be the backup. A guy that Geno Smith knows sucks. And so if Geno Smith played with Stone Forsythe in the past and knows that this guy is absolutely horrible, Geno Smith's quarterback clock is going to be gone in a heartbeat because he knows Stone Forsythe is not good. And so you screwed Geno Smith again by bringing in Stone Forsythe. And so, Ralph, you're saying, did we not do our due diligence to build this offensive line like we should if Grant and Caleb Rogers turned out to be starters next year? I mean, they look pretty good when they're out there.
I don't know. The jury's still out on them, I think. One is too soon for Grant. He's got how many snaps so far?
Maybe 12 snaps total all season.
Yeah. And then the other part too is we have to see more than just a year or a couple games. Look at us last year. We figured we were cool at right tackle with Glaze. And look at the fucking downfall he had this season.
Yeah.
And I get it. Coaching huge part of regression. Coaching. But yeah,
I think it's so hard to know what we have in this offensive line because I think Brendan Carroll has done a crap job with it,
yeah,
just developing these players in general, not just the players from last year, but obviously the players that we drafted early on this year. So I'll be honest, like I can usually have a decent like evaluation of players at times. I have no clue what we have in DJ Glaze right now. Based on the game film, he does not look good. And that's without question. He looks bad. But is it because of Brendan Carroll? Because has Brendan Carroll completely just kind of killed his game?
I know Lincoln said a lot of it has to do too with playing more out of the shotgun this year. That does not help Glaze at all. Yeah.
And I think it's tough because when DJ Glaze came out from Maryland, his strong suit was pass protection. He didn't give up a single sack his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go out of shotgun, it is tough because when you go out of shotgun, the reason why it makes it more difficult for offensive tackles is because now the edge rushers and linebackers coming off the edge have a better indication at their attack point. The angle is much easier. Whereas if you come up, if the quarterback comes from under center, you could have a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop, a 7-step drop. So the depth of the quarterback is going to be very different depending on how they drop.
Yeah.
But when you run out of the gun, now edge rushers know that quarterback is going to basically be where he's starting and gun.
That's my point. Where to go?
This is my target point. Mm-hmm. And so their angle becomes much easier. And it's no longer much of a guessing game. And so they could come hard off that edge. And next thing you know, it makes it just that much harder for offensive tackles to be able to kind of get into their kick step and take away the angle the edge rusher has. Yeah. So it does make it that much more difficult. Yeah. But man, Caleb Rogers, he's looked good at times, but he's also fallen off at times, and it's just it's rookie mistakes.
Yeah, I know the Eagles game was his welcome to the NFL game for Caleb Rogers.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. And here's the thing: Charles Grant, the minimal snaps that he had last week looked pretty good.
Yeah,
but that's going to be the interesting question: is how much. Here's the thing, and Leo, I'll ask you in chat. Let me know. Based on Charles Grant's play last week, and we broke down his play on Wednesday, knowing how bad Stone Forsythe has played, and you would think that Charles Grant is potentially going to be the replacement for Colton Miller as time goes on, as the left tackle.
You would hope. Yeah.
You would hope, right? You draft him that high as a project in order to potentially take over for Colton Miller at some point. Stone Forsythe is not going to be with us next year. He's on a 1-year contract. He's trash. Why not play Charles Grant the last game of the season? See what you got in him. I don't see what harm it would do for a young rookie, knowing that there's nothing to play for. You're just trying to get some reps, some real game time situation, some experience, and grow and improve on it in the offseason. So do you think Charles Grant plays tomorrow, or at least more than Stone Forsythe?
I would hope so, because one, Forsythe and what he's done. He's been in the league. You want to see what you have in this kid. We're at the point where it's evaluation season. The more you're going to practice this, practice that, whatever, Pete, you're going to see what you have, and then based on how they play out there on the field, the film on the field, right? And you have to give him the rep. If he's going to fuck up, he's going to fuck up. But you let them learn. You hope they don't keep doing it again. But if you just keep holding this kid back, because I still want Forsythe out there when we know what he is already. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. I think that's the frustrating part for us as fans when we ask for these young guys to get in there. Not that we think they're automatic stars, but it's time for us to start seeing and give them that time to play, that game time, to see what we do have something in there. Even if they are just depth pieces, like you said. At least we have those depth pieces, and you can start adding more, knowing you have these guys back there. And you don't have to go out and get a Forsythe again next year. Yeah.
Yeah, and look, even if Charles Grant ends up being a backup next year,
that's what I'm
know that you're building them. That's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Fine. And so, and I think at the end of the day, God dang, like, the amount of times that Pete Carroll has just kind of hinted at the fact that, like he's not here to develop, he's here to win now, which at
Yeah.
74 years old, I get it. You want to win now.
Right.
But I think Spy Tech was in a completely different
Mindset.
frame of mind.
Yeah.
He was in complete rebuild mode.
Mm-hmm.
By trading back in the draft, navigating it, picking up more draft picks, ending with 11 total draft picks to just kind of develop the foundation on this team.
Not going all in on some big name free agents either, kind of nickel and diamond 1-year contract prove it deals. It's a couple people like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Afkasi, you're saying, I think you guys are being a little too harsh on the
Bowers. You're
misunderstanding
us. I'm not being hard. I love Bowers, bro, and I like Genty. Yeah. I like them both. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, yes, the Tyree shit was that's a totally different
story. Oh, good Lord. That's a whole nother fucking story. That dude is fucking garbage.
I just think what's really difficult is you can go best player available, you can get the shiny object and stuff like that, but Bowers equaled 4 wins, and Genty has now, both Bowers and Genty have equaled 2 wins, right? So it's like we have to be able to do a better job of piecing the right pieces together, right? Bring this puzzle together correctly.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us, I think the majority of the fan base now knows, hey, we have to get O-linemen that are going to contribute to get the best of the Genty. No matter how critical I've been on Genty, I still want the best out of him. I still want him to be able to be a 1,500-yard rusher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The only way to do that is to build the trenches.
Which I think he can be if you have a better offensive line for him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% he can be. I think that's kind of like it's just tough because I think he can be, but at the same time, I also think a 4th rounder could be a 1,500-yard rusher behind a good offensive line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you take someone like a Manungai, or you take a Cam Scatteraboo. You put Cam Scatteraboo behind a good offensive line, he could be a 1,500-yard rusher. Yeah. Because it's all about it's about how you build the trenches and how you can get your running back to the second level untouched. If you can get the running back, and I said this when we drafted Genty, if you could get Genty to the second level untouched 5 to 6 times a game, Genty can be explosive without question. But
he's got to get through that front line. Yeah.
But a good offensive line can get a good portion of running backs basically kind of over that 1,300-yard hump. They can, because at the end of the day, that's averaging what, maybe 80 yards a game? Like, there's a lot of running backs that could do that behind a really good offensive line. And we've seen it.
And I think for me, too, the difference is the value of the number of where you took these guys is my thing. Like, to me, Bowers, I was not mad because you look at the talent that this guy is. And we got him at 13. Was it 13?
Brock Bowers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you got this dude at pick 13. Like, that was a steal. Whether we needed a tight end or we needed a quarterback receiver, like, that was different. This dude, to get him at 13 was a fucking steal. Did we have the quarterback to help him? No. I think my whole thing with Genty, it's because it's at number 6. Did you have to take a running back at 6? And even with me this year, the number 1 overall pick, do you have to take Mendoza at 1? Is the value going to be there? Is he going to be instantly the guy that's going to come out here and lead? Or can you bait someone to trade you because they want him so bad? And then you get more, and you can still get another quarterback if you want later in the round. Still in the first round, people think there's only one quarterback that gets in the first round. You can still get another one. It doesn't have to be the number 1 overall pick. But to me, it's the way you value the pick and the number of where it's at, not the fact that it's a first rounder. Because 13 and 6, big difference. 1 to 6, even bigger difference, bro. It's like, what do you do with those? That's the point that I might get.
Mm-hmm. And I would make the argument that drafting Brock Bowers is a better value than getting Genty at 6, or just prioritizing or investing that type of draft capital into a running back, because good tight ends are few and far between. And if you want to get a really good tight end, let's say you want to go after, someone like the top tight ends in the league, like a Kittle, right? If you want to go after a top tight end in the National Football League, you're going to have to pay top dollar.
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay a shit ton of draft capital to be, or a salary cap to get the top tight end in the National Football League. Whereas running backs, they don't demand that top tier salary cap because people understand the value of running backs now. It's fallen off unless it's the final piece of the puzzle, unless it's a Saquon Barkley going to the
Saquon with the Eagles.
Or a Derrick Henry going to the Ravens. When they thought that was the final piece they needed, then you go ahead and you drop that type of salary cap.
Yeah.
But running backs just don't have that value anymore, unfortunately. Right? And so that's where it's difficult. And so I could understand the getting Brock Bowers because to get a top tight end, you're gonna spend a shit ton of salary cap to do it. If that's your strategy. Whereas again, it's just unfortunately running backs just don't have that value anymore across as a whole. Right.
Now, if we were in a position where we had a decent quarterback, the old line was mid, whatever, right? And then you brought him in and he just completely changed our game at 6, I would have been fucking like perfect, like the way, that would have been different. Yeah.
It would make sense, but I would argue that if we had a better offensive line, there's a good chance, and a decent quarterback, like a mid quarterback, there's a good chance that we're not picking at 6. We're probably picking at 14 or 15.
14 or 15.
At that point, maybe you want to go get a running back if you think that's someone that's going to kind of get you over that hump. Because if you're picking at 14 or 15, then you might be 1 or 2 wins away from the playoffs, and maybe that is the guy that you need to kind of get there. Which is fine. But and I also believe that it's like a different mindset. Like that's my mindset. I am a firm believer that you build through the trenches. And that's why the last 2 seasons I have wanted offensive linemen, point blank, period. And that's just the route that I would go. And people want to go different routes, and that's fine. The hope is that Brock Bowers and Genty, they are a piece to the overall puzzle. And we can go in this offseason, free agency and draft, and get the offensive lineman we need to kind of build this thing.
And the right coordinator that's going to utilize them to their strengths, not make them fit to what they want them to do.
I think that's for myself. It's
Yeah.
Before I look at offensive linemen, I want to know who the offensive coordinator is going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to know what run scheme are they going to try to bring.
Is Carroll still going to be here? Like, fuck.
You're going to make me drink before the party.
I was watching what is it, Raider Squad show with Meyer, Q, and Lincoln, all them. They normally go on Mondays.
Yeah.
Q was saying they should wait till Tuesday to do their show because you know how Monday's Black Monday? To see what happens about who we're talking about.
I'm already getting my thumbnail ready.
Yeah, man. Because I know last year I did a Black Monday show and we fired Telesco and we all thought AP was safe. And then the next fucking day, Pierce was gone. We were like, oh shit. Like, yeah. Oh.
I know. And that's, I think that's where it's going to be interesting is, we're going to go to the game tomorrow and on Sunday. And I'd be curious. And I think I heard Jeff say it where he wants to kind of hear the same thing that happened in New England when Gerard Mayo didn't even make it to the press conference. They basically told him in the tunnel that you're done.
Some huge action type shit.
And I'm telling you, it's like, it's going to be crazy if it's a situation like that where Pete Carroll just because there's already reports that they're doing their homework.
Dude, if we win, can you see or picture the fans booing him as they're walking away?
Oh, just a complete 180. Remember the 63-point game with Antonio Pierce and that crowd went nuts.
Yeah,
crazy. It could be a complete 180, and like all the 10 fans that will be in that stadium because ain't nobody show up to that goddamn game.
It'll be us, the same usual suspects.
I know. But could you imagine? I'm with you. Could you imagine if that stadium just boos Pete Carroll?
That's what I'm saying.
That would suck, man. I'm not gonna lie. I hate the fact that our organization has been so rough and so bad for so long that we've done this too. Like, don't like. I'm not giving Pete Carroll any excuses, but like Pete Carroll has enough of a history where he's gonna go down and be a Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
And by no means is this going to be a stain or anything like that on his coaching career. But for him to come over here it's like, of course, us as a organization, it's just another thing that we just could not make, just couldn't work out, couldn't work out and find success with it, which sucks, John Rodriguez, man, throwing a super chat out there, appreciate it. It doesn't matter how many or how great an offensive line that you draft if you don't have the right type of coach
matters, bro.
and not a nepo coach that has no business coaching anywhere.
No, he's right. 100% coaching fucking matters.
It does, and I'll be real. Like, I think that's my biggest. It's one of my biggest arguments that Pete Carroll has to go, because then his sons go.
Yeah.
And Carroll gets out of there, and Brendan Carroll gets out of there. Even Nate Carroll, his other son.
Oh, I forgot about Nate Carroll.
I've seen it so many times now, where he is in Pete Carroll's ear constantly on the sideline, and I have no clue what he's saying to Pete. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sitting there going, like, not only do you have your son coaching the most important unit of our team, which is the offensive line, but then you got your other son that's constantly in your ear, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah. But whatever it is they're talking about has equaled 2 wins this year so far. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
and you got to give Pete, man, he's committed to his guys. He is committed to his guys. Yeah.
He is, man. And how much he has covered for Geno.
Oh, yeah.
How much everything is a competition except for the quarterback position.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Even after the back-to-back three interception games, he was still basically praising Geno. And to me, that's just wild. You can't have that and think that the players in that locker room are going to be able to trust moving forward what you say if everything's a competition,
right?
Except for Geno. And actually Dylan Parham. I don't know how Dylan Parham has been able to kind of slide away from competition.
Right.
Like, he has been awful. He's had one good game this year. Dylan Parham hasn't had a good game he's had one good game in the last 2 seasons. How the hell Dylan Parham has been able to slide away from competition?
Yeah.
Boggles my mind.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, man. But outside of that, John, I appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. I'm seeing a couple comments. And look, Money Check, you're saying people don't understand the value of a running back like Genty anymore because they are so few and far between. Genty opens up the playbook, helps keep the quarterback healthy, and pays dividends late in the game. I know a lot of people, they look at the running back room differently. I know you do as well. I think it's just kind of a difference of opinion as it relates to the running back. Because, again, I kind of take the stance of running backs. You can find running backs that could be serviceable in the later rounds, and you don't have to invest that type of money into, or that type of draft capital in a running back. But again, it's just difference of strategy.
But I mean, okay, I know people say that sometimes too with wide receivers or with any position, right? Look at Purdy, look at Brady. It doesn't have to be a first rounder. But I think still, when you do take someone higher, then their expected ability to perform, their talent should be a lot greater because they were taken higher in the draft. You expect more from them. Like, I would expect more from a first-round running back than I would a fourth-round running back.
100%. Yep.
You know, same with the wide receivers. Like, if we would have took T-Mac in round 1, I would expect him to go off. 100%. I would not be doing like that's why I'm so mad about Jack Betts, because he was a second-round pick. To me, that was high. Thornton was a fourth. It is what it is. He's a fourth rounder. I'm not going to get mad, you know. But when you take someone in the first, the expectations are just different as a fourth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I was a big T-Mac fan, right? I wanted either T-Mac or I wanted Kelvin Banks. Like, those are my 2 guys that I thought would be there for that pick. And the only reason why I lean towards T-Mac, a number 1 receiver, is because you know exactly, if you were to go get a true number 1, if T-Mac ended up being a true number 1 receiver, then even though it's a complementary position, right? Sometimes the receiver is only good as the quarterback, and the quarterback needs an offensive line. But you look at what Jamar Chase got this offseason. He got an absolute haul as it relates to the salary cap.
Yeah. Right? Oh, receivers get money. Yeah.
they get money. So if you can get a number one receiver on a fifth-year rookie on a rookie contract with a fifth-year option, then I think that it allows you to continue to allocate more money elsewhere. And so that's the only reason why I think a number one receiver is worth it early in the first round. And you can motion receivers, you can create mismatches, but the expectation would still be the same. Yeah. If T-Mac wasn't being able to win one-on-ones, if he wasn't able to kind of even if he's matched up against some of the top corners in the National Football League, I still expect him to win a majority of those because he was picked at number 6 overall, right? The expectation wouldn't be different. Now, if he was picked in the 4th round, expectation would be completely different. And so, but that's why even though the running back position,
wide receivers, quarterback is another one. If you get a rookie quarterback, oh my God, the money you save not having to pay these guys. I think I was watching Colin Hart or some bullshit about how much Caleb and them are going to make by the time they get paid, close to like $400 million. I was like, wow, fucking crazy.
If we have a top 10 pick, and this goes for in any situation, in my opinion, if you have a top 10 pick, that means that you have needs everywhere. That you have needs at multiple positions, right? For the most part. And so I look at the 5 positions that demand the most salary cap if you go after a top one in the league. Because if you pick top 10, then you're expecting that player is going to be possibly a top 5 player in the National Football League at some point, right? Yeah. And so I look at quarterback, left tackle, number one receiver, edge rusher, number one corner. Those are the 5 positions that I look at first that are top in my priority list if you're picking top 10.
Yeah.
Because if you can snag one of those
on a rookie deal
contract with a 5th-year option, bro, that's huge. And that's why, for me, running back falls down on that list. You know,
it's not so much with about his talent, but it's the position, the worth of the position.
It's like
taking it. Yeah.
It's like, even if, let's just say, like I like Travion Henderson. As much as I like Travion Henderson, I would never pick Travion Henderson top 10. Never would. Even though I like him, even though I think he possesses the skill set to kind of get out in open space and really take the top off a little bit, never would pick him. Just because I look at those 5 positions. And that's why I would have gotten, again, a T-Mac or a Kelvin Banks. And so
that's what trips me out when you see people wanting a safety so high. I was like, safety? I mean, it's a good position. You want someone that good, like Xavier Watts this past year or whatever the fuck, right?
And who's that kid from Ohio State?
Downs?
Downs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are high on him.
Yeah.
As well.
But it goes back to safeties aren't a position that you pay that much either. I mean, Moore got a bag, shout out to Carolina, but they gave him his bag. But yeah. Yeah.
But it's like the linebacker position.
Right.
The linebacker position, because the way it's evolved, right? And you're now using safeties kind of more up in the box to kind of help out with taking on some of the tight ends, taking away some of the tight ends. Even the linebacker position has fallen off. I mean, I think Jahad Campbell was the highest drafted linebacker last year, and he didn't go until I believe the 20s. Yeah. I mean, it was even later. He didn't go. He had to go later than that because he got drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah, homeboy we wanted. They went to the Browns. He was 2nd round pick, right?
Schlesinger was my favorite linebacker coming out of this class. Yeah. Favorite linebacker based off of where I wanted to pick him, which was potentially the 2nd round if he was going to be around.
Like right now, it's the kid out of Rodriguez.
Jacob Rodriguez. I like the kid. But as much as we, depending on basically our entire linebacker room is going to be depleted in free agency because we have nothing but 1-year contracts, right? And so Devin White's gone, Atlanta Roberts.
Corner's another one you mentioned. That's why I was so mad about letting Will Johnson just keep sliding. And he
number 1 corner.
And I was like, dude, that would have been a steal.
It would have been. And shout out to Chris, I liked, again, T-Mac and Kelvin Banks, but Chris was high on Will Campbell. Loved Will Campbell. And so those
Will
are
Johnson.
Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Yeah.
Again, you get yourself a number 1 corner in this league, you're gonna have to dump a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
If you get him through free agency. And so, that's why, again, that's just the way I look at it. That's my strategy. And so, here's my thing is outside of all that, and we're going to kind of end it off with this. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Shout to LS, man. You're throwing it out here. Cam Miller goes to the Dolphins. we're ending off this season. We're ending off this season with Tom Brady as a minority owner, and the question is how well has he executed in his first year as a minority owner? Chat, let me know, because when Tom Brady was announced that he was going to be a minority owner, there was a lot of the fan base that basically were like, look, Tom Brady is going to turn this thing around. Tom Brady's going to find our quarterback.
Cam Miller was Tom Brady's choice.
Per reports.
Right.
And so the question is, in chat, let me know, do you think Tom Brady still is going to have the impact that a lot of the fan base thought he was going to have when he walked into the Henderson practice facility and everybody was like clapping, and Mark Davis looked like it was Christmas all over again. Question,
but all the old school Raider fans were pissed. Remember that?
Yeah, I definitely have my take on it. But chat, let us know. Do you think Tom Brady is going to still have that stamp and ability to basically turn this thing around? And man, I'm going to ask you, just again, evaluating everything that's gone on that has been tied or reported to Tom Brady, just what do you think he's done so far this year, and how do you think it's working out?
I think for me it's hard because I for one see that he can't do as much as people think he can because of his ties to Fox on that job. So his role, what I will give him credit for is bringing Spytek. I think Spytek coming here had a lot to do with Tom. So I'll give him a good job on Spytek, because as much as a lot of us wanted to spend, Spytek got rid of a lot of bigger contracts or bigger things that we wanted to keep and moved on from them. And last year we were having a lot of money. This year we have even more. So to see what he did, so I would give him as far as an A. But as far as his influence on the personnel, I can't say that I agree that he's had a lot of influence in it, because I don't see it. I really don't see it yet. Maybe it's too soon to be able to tell. But all I heard was, Cam Miller was his guy, and he brought Chip Kelly, and then the smear campaign started. It was Chip's fault. It was Pete's fault. They never got along. He threw in the wrong plays. Like, what the fuck? Tom's vouching for a guy who's going to sabotage the team? So I think it's hard. I think we get mesmerized and ooh and odd over the name Tom Brady. You live in Vegas. TB12 is everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. So I think that part, he accomplished his mission. I hope he does get more involved. But then again, he's a new owner. It's not like someone can just go from being a player to owner. Ask Michael Jordan.
Right.
It's a whole nother, maybe he's learning from Spytek and other people about things he can do, what he can do to be more involved, to be a better owner as far as his development and things like that. But I think it's the jury still out on how important the impact was of Tom Brady. Yeah. I know he did a good job of converting some fans though. Mm-hmm. People became Raider fans because of Tom Brady.
Did they?
Yeah, the Wahlbergs.
Okay, maybe I'm just not like that up on social media. I don't know. I think Jeff, you're saying TB, and we know Jeff's opinion on this. TB was a big fat zero because he was limited to how much he can partake in the team. I guess my question is, and again, it's about reports, and obviously you're not going to be able to believe every single report. You got to be able to kind of make sense of it yourself. And here's the thing. We can kind of go back and take a look at what was tied to Tom Brady. There's a really good chance that Tom Brady got rid of Tom Telesco, got rid of Antonio Pierce, and he was the one that wanted Ben Johnson. Reports are that he rolled out the red carpet, wanted Ben Johnson. That didn't work out. Then you had the reports of Chip Kelly was his guy, and that didn't work out. Whether Chip Kelly was given the means to find success, Brendan Carroll, offensive line coach, that was not good. But whatever the issue is, it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Then you had the reports that Tom Brady had private discussions with Matthew Stafford trying to bring him over here. And Matthew Stafford basically just used us as leverage to get more money out of his extension with the Rams.
Remember
Right?
that?
So that didn't work.
Yeah.
And then the reports that Cam Miller was handpicked by Tom Brady, and then Cam Miller didn't even make the initial 53-man roster. He's on the practice squad, which you can be poached by any team by being on the practice squad. So he couldn't even make the initial 53-man roster. And so there are things that are tied to Tom Brady that the reports are there. And we know how much Mark Davis just loves the Patriot way. And so I think Mark Davis allowed Tom Brady to be in his ear so goddamn much.
Oh, don't say that Patriot way thing.
I mean, but as much as it hurts, I think that Tom Brady had a lot of influence kind of behind the scenes. And look, here's another influence. Like you said, Tom Brady most likely brought John Spytek over because of his relationship with him over in Tampa Bay. And I'll be real,
Michigan.
As much as he went bargain shopping in free agency, but Kappa could have very well been a Spytek guy because of his ties to Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of the free agents that he brought in for the most part. He did go bargain shopping. I was not a fan of the players that he brought in. He addressed the position, but I was not a fan of the players that he ultimately brought in to address the position through the draft. Right? Dante Moore. Leo, we were watching it. We were watching the draft together.
Yeah.
And I think I was pissed almost the entire draft. Like the Jack Besh, I was pissed.
You were happy when the trade happened, but then you got mad when we took the guy we did. Yeah.
Correct. And I was happy that he addressed the offensive line, but I was pissed at the guys that he took.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had the Deontay or our fourth round receiver. I'm blanking on his goddamn name. Deontay Thornton.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't the guy that I wanted, but it made sense, right? A speedster, kind of complement Jack Besh if it all works out. If for some reason Spytek doesn't work out, if Spytek continues to draft and we can't develop these players and it doesn't work out, that could be another name that's tied to Tom Brady. And is that another fail that goes under Tom Brady's belt? I don't know. I'm just not happy with just kind of what I've seen so far with Tom Brady and the way that he's been able to kind of put what looks to be his stamp on this organization. And if we continue in this way, it'll just be another way. The stupid New England Patriots way screws us again. First,
I saw Jeff's comment earlier. That's why he said he's still a Patriot. Fuck that bastard.
I'm so pissed. I'm not gonna lie. And Jeff saying, "Oh, and screw Tom Brady, and he is still a Patriot in my eyes, so he can go to hell."
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to evaluate it in a way that, look, what is tied to him potentially, and I'll be real. I think everything that can be tied to Tom Brady has kind of failed, and there's a learning curve. There's a clear learning curve, and so Tom Brady's got to, have his bumps in the road.
Yeah.
So could it improve?
But I think my thing too, the part is, did it fail because it was a bad choice, or did it fail because Pete Carroll didn't know what he was getting into and didn't do the right things with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It remains to be seen. It definitely remains to be seen. We'll just kind of see how it kind of works out, to be honest.
I was so hyped, bro, about the whole Chip Kelly thing and having this offense that I thought I was going to see. And then it was just so disheartening to see the same shit that we saw last year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And look, and I understand the excitement. Like when we brought in Chip Kelly, knowing that the offensive mind that he had, you bring in Geno Smith, and my evaluation of Geno Smith when we brought him in was that he was a guy that could keep you in a game. He may not win you a game, but he can keep you in a game, keep you competitive. And I think a lot of people thought that with bringing in some offensive power. Obviously, with Brock Bowers, you draft Genty. Obviously, I was not a fan of how we dealt with the offensive line, but with the weapons that were surrounding this team, and you bring in Chip Kelly, you thought, okay, we might be able to put up some points this year. And And holy shit, was that the complete opposite. And I didn't knock anybody for maybe having that type of outlook on the season, with just the pieces that were initially brought in. But holy shit, it was the complete opposite.
All right.
Which is tough. I mean, I think we're averaging, I don't know what we're averaging anymore. I think at one point it was like 14 points a game, which was a league lowest.
It's a lot lower now, right?
I don't know. I think that Houston game might have helped us out a little bit.
But then the Giants game didn't help at all.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the Giants game didn't help. So I don't know what it's at right now, but I think it's got to be definitely a struggle.
Yeah, I'm mispronouncing his name, Tuck Brady.
Where's that? I know. It's almost like everything that has come over here for the Patriot with that Patriot way has just killed us. Josh McDaniels set us back multiple years.
Remember, it's not only Tom; it's Seymour as well. Was part of that partnership. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Leo. Thanks for bringing that up too.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
I think if Brady wants to really, really be that like an owner like that involved, then he needs to really think about if he's going to be included with this whole Fox commentator thing. Because he took that job before his approval to be owner of the Raiders because they were re-looking at it. Remember? It wasn't a fair deal. You're just giving away these shares, Mark. Like, what are you doing? So they had to go through all that shit. So then Brady, and being Brady, Fox offered me all this fucking money. Of course I'm going to take it. But it all depends how invested he really wants to be as an owner. Yeah.
I'm with you. And that's what makes it difficult is what's more of a priority for him?
Yeah.
Turning this thing around or continue to feed kind of his pocket, being part owner / still his broadcasting career and going on that, and so
it ain't like he's the greatest broadcaster either. I mean, shit.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's where it's going to be interesting, just kind of see the path that this thing takes moving forward. And look, I think we all hope that he could turn this thing around, but it'll definitely kind of remain to be seen. So, I appreciate everybody rocking. We got over close to 150 in the building between everybody. Don't tap that screen. Hit the sub button, everybody. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. You got Cheeto Linus, Leo over here. We're getting together this weekend.
Yes,
Saturday.
Sir.
I'm going to put it up one more time.
Put it up
one more time here. Bang. This Saturday, Flowing Tide Pub, number 6, just west of the Strip, off of Decatur, 21 and over. 21 and over. Shots Cheeto Linus, man. He's going to be rolling through jersey raffles, other Raider items. You're going to be able to get involved in that. It's going to be fun. This Saturday, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. We're going to kick off the entire weekend of all the events.
Sir.
It's going to be fun, man. Last weekend of a Raider game, final regular season. We're too used to ending our season in that regular season. We no longer have. It's been a while since we were able to feel some.
Those are usually our biggest turnouts is the first game and the last one.
I know, man. But I think people are going to come out strong. If you're in the Vegas area, come link up with us. Link up with us.
Link up with us.
It's going to be fun. Again, Flowing Tide Pub, number 6. There's about 4 locations. The location we're meeting up at is number 6, just west of the Strip, off of Decatur. Check it out. The flyers on both of our social medias.
Hit us up on our social medias. Yeah.
And we'll be at the game too. Tailgating. There's also a bunch of other stuff. So, Leo, one more time, let everybody know what's going on with TMBC as well as later that night. Everybody know.
So, like 805 was saying, meet up with us at 1 o'clock. What is it called? The Flowing Tide number 6 in Las Vegas from 1 to 4. And then, of course, after that, TMBC will have their end of season meet and greet over at Twin Peaks in Henderson.
I know exactly where it is.
Twin Peaks in Henderson. They'll be doing that one at 5 o'clock. And then, of course, later on that night, head on over to the Troy Bar over at the Golden Nugget for the last farewell party of the year, hosted by the Black Hole. That party is supposed to be a fan appreciation party. I know DJ Steph is going to be there. The super fans are going to be in attendance as well. Gorilla, Violator, people like that. So make sure you head on over to the Fremont Center afterwards. And then, of course, Sunday morning, the farewell tailgate at the J Lot, of course. See you all there. I know the Wrecking Crew is throwing one of the bigger ones out there. Everybody come through. DJ Steph is going to be there as well, out there as well. So shout out to Yaya and the Wrecking Crew for always being there, hosting that up week in and week out. So we'll definitely come through, and so you'll see us there walking around doing that, hoping and fishing to find cheaper tickets just to get in.
Just to get in. That's all we need.
Just to get in. That's all we need. Just get us in the door. Get us in the door, and we'll find our way around.
Absolutely, man. Now, shout out to you, man, Leo, for putting it on. Everything is it's gonna be right. We're gonna have a bunch of fun.
Is the right address on the flyer? What'd you do last time?
Go back
you put
up.
The wrong address.
So I don't know what the address was. Spicy, she could have put it together.
You put the wrong
to be fair, Parkway Tavern has so many different locations.
Yes.
And so what happened was Afakasi ended up going to the wrong location, but luckily Power Raider Steve went to the same location. They saw each other, and they end up Ubering down to the right location.
Well, so that time we met up for the draft, I put it in the lift, and I was going the wrong way. And I was like, 805 said it was close to my hotel. What's going on? Then I hit you back up, and I was going to the wrong one. The lift had to turn around.
Bring me back. It's stupid because the Parkway Tavern on that side literally has one location that's on the same strip, like the same street.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's stupid. Afkasi, yes. Hey, Flowing Tide Pub number 6. Yes, the address is right on the flyer, but it's number 6. Just worked out.
Hit us up on social media. You know our social media, Cheeto Linus 805 Raider. And then let us know. Yeah. Hey, I wasn't the only one Power Rated too.
Yeah. They saw each other luckily and made it down to the spot. So
that's funny.
So yeah, guys, do us a favor, hit that sub button. We appreciate all the subscribers, appreciate all the viewers, appreciate all the super chats throwing out there. Hit us up if you're gonna be out here in the Vegas area. And look, even throughout the off season, there's always events going on in the off season. I know last year again,
Bakersfield.
Oh, Bakersfield's gonna be wild. Bakersfield. It's gonna be fun for sure.
Yes.
Guys, definitely tap in with us. We appreciate you. Follow us on all the IGs, all the social media channels. And if we see you tomorrow, it's going to be fun. So, Leo, I'm going to pull us down. I'll hit the end screen. We'll get out of here. Hang on. Let's chop it up just a little bit, little bit more about tomorrow. So, I'm going to pull us down. Appreciate everybody for rocking out with us. Again, appreciate the subscribers, the viewers, all that stuff. We look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow, man. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. We're out of here.